Okay, so in this video we're going to start with just basic substitution, and then we're going to do a harder example on the other side. So substitution is just where a letter is assigned a particular number, and what we do is we replace that letter with the number and then work out the value. Okay, so for this one we're told that A is 4, B is 3 and C is -2, and we're told that we need to substitute them into these little formulas. Okay, so for the first one, remember, if there is a number next to a letter, that just means that we multiply them together. Okay, so we do 2 from there, multiplied by the value of A. Now we're told that A is 4. So all we do is 2 times 4, which gives us 8. Okay, and that's the answer. Okay, next one, C squared. So squared just means that we times whatever C is by itself. So we need to times -2 by itself. Okay, so you could write it like that, or you could have written it like this. Now the reason why I put it in brackets is because if you did type it in a calculator without, you would not get the right answer, okay? Because a calculator just does the number squared, it doesn't do the whole -2 squared. Okay, so -2 multiplied by -2. When we multiply those two negative signs, they will become positive, and then 2 times 2 is 4, so the answer will just be +4. Okay, and the next one is a little bit trickier, but we just got to do it step by step. The first thing I would do is always just write the numbers, like replace the letters with the numbers, and then simplify it afterwards. So we've got 5 times by whatever B is squared, so B is 3 squared, then subtract 3 multiplied by whatever C is, which is -2. Okay, now you've got to go back to how BIDMAS works. So BIDMAS, yep, so we've got the brackets, but we haven't got any brackets. Then indices, which is the powers, so that's the thing we need to do next. Okay, because a lot of people want to do 5 times 3 first and then square it, but no, the squared is just with the 3. Okay, so 3 squared is 9. Okay, for now I'm just going to leave the rest as it is. I'm just going to do one step at a time. Okay, next, we haven't got any division, but we do have multiplication. Okay, so it doesn't matter which one we start with. I'm just going to start with the first one. So 5 times 9 is 45. Okay, take away 3 times -2, which is -6. Okay, now when you're subtracting a negative number, what will actually happen is you'll be adding 6 on to whatever we had here, which was 45. Okay, I know a lot of people learn it that 2 negatives make a positive, which you can use if it helps you, but all it's saying is that if you subtract a negative, you'll add it on. Okay, so if we add those together, we get 51. Okay, so just do it step by step. If you try and do it all at once, you're definitely going to get it wrong. Okay, so I'm just going to turn over. We've got a bit of a harder example, and it always seems to be one that you use. I don't know if it's maybe because that's due to mechanics, but hey ho. So we've got this formula, v squared equals u squared plus 2as. Okay, so for the first one, we're told what these values are. We just need to put them in and see what happens. Okay, so v squared is equal to u squared, so u is 12, so we're going to do 12 squared, add 2 times by whatever a is, which is 3, times by whatever s is, which is -18. Okay, again, just like the other one, using BIDMAS, we're going to do the indices first. So that's 144. Plus, I'm going to multiply all these together. So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 18 is -108. Okay. Again, if you're adding a negative on, all you're going to be doing is just subtracting it. Okay, which is 36. Okay, but we've not actually finished it, okay, because we only want v, we don't want v squared. Okay, so what we do is, to finish off, we need to square root the answer. So v is equal to the square root of 6. Okay, which is 6, but if we're being posh, it's actually minus 6 as well, because negative 6 times negative 6 gives you positive 36. Okay, so it actually has two answers. Okay, you've got the positive 6 and the negative 6. Okay, the next one, it's very similar to this, but we're going to have to do a bit of rearranging as well. So, again, I'm just going to put the numbers in. So, v is 5, so 5 squared, is equal to u, which is 3, so 3 squared, plus 2 times a, I think that's meant to be a 4. 4 times by whatever s is. Okay, so again, I'm just going to focus on the indices first, so that's going to be 25. 3 squared is 9. 2 times 4 is 8, so that's going to be 8s. Okay, so you've got to make sure that you've done equations at this point as well, because we're going to just solve it like a normal equation. So we want the s to be on its own, so at the moment we don't need this 9, so we're going to subtract 9 from both sides. So 16 is equal to just 8s. Okay, but we just want 1s, so we're then going to divide by 8. Okay, so that gives us that s is 2. Okay, and you can always check if you put 2 into there and worked out that, you should end up with whatever 5 squared is, which is 25.